Hello, everybody. Today is August 2nd, 2020, Sunday here in the left coast, here in the west coast in Oregon. Beautiful day, nice and warm outside. Today's topic is going to be having a secondary way of cooking, boiling water, whatever. In another video prior to this, I talked about the theme of two is one and one is none. And that's what this is in this case. If for some reason you lose electric power, you lose gas, and your gas range, your electric range doesn't work, and that's the only thing you have to cook on, uh, then you can't cook. You can't heat water. You can't boil water. Say, for example, you're under a boil water alert also. You can't even boil water. So I'm going to talk just a little bit about a little under $20 stove. I'm not selling them. They're not affiliated with them. Nothing. It's just one that I bought next door at our local Bi-Mart. And I'll just talk a little bit about it, show it to you. One thing I want to mention again, if you can, subscribe, like the video, comment. I love comments. Also, share. Let other people know about it. I plan on continuing to make a lot of these videos. Now, I wanted to ask a question right off the bat, first thing, and that is how do you like our 5 month example of communism that we've been living under? And you're like, whoa, what's he talking about? I mean, what do you mean communism? Well, think about it. The last 5 months, during the last 5 months, March, April, May, June, July, we're in August now, but for the last 5 months, we've been experiencing the same thing that's happened in some other countries uh, under communist rule. First of all, talk about food shortages. There has been food shortages. Maybe you didn't personally witness that, but I know even here in the local stores there was a shortage of different kinds of canned goods and what have you. Uh, they just weren't coming in. There was a shortage, obviously, I think that had affected everybody, and that's the toilet paper and other uh, paper products, paper towels, tissues, what have you. Even some medical supplies, masks. You couldn't get a mask. Uh, had alcohol wipes. They just went away. You couldn't get those for probably a couple of months. I'm talking about my own personal experience. Transportation was restricted in a sense that if you want to go on a cruise, you couldn't go on a cruise. Most of us don't. But airlines, things fell way off. It was hard to get a flight somewhere. Some places they were restricting people coming in, and if you did come into that state or that area, you were under a 14-day quarantine. We had to self quarantine, self isolate. Uh, businesses shut down. Thousands and thousands of businesses closed. Some permanently, unfortunately, and some temporary. And along with that, jobs. Let's talk about 30, 40 million people unemployed. It's just unbelievable. And along with that, that means no income. Things are getting really tight, uh, which brought up more dependency on government. They implemented the stimulus bill. They implemented the $1,200 for everybody. They implemented $600 a week along with your unemployment. Uh, all that ran out uh, actually last Friday, the 31st. And Congress, the Senate and the Congress, Senate and the House, they haven't been able to come up with anything yet here this Sunday, 2nd of August. And they're still bickering back and forth. They can't come to a resolution on it. But it means you're more dependent. Businesses have had to take loans in order to stay in business, a lot of them. Uh, they've taken and they've put a moratorium on past rent. You can't get evicted for 60. Now, I think first it was 60 days, or no, it was 90. Now it's 180. Same thing with foreclosures and whatever. But, somewhere down the road, you got to pay the piper. And there's going to be a lot of that going on. Same thing with car payments, insurance, you name it. There's been a lot. Things are not good. And prices have been increasing. Good example, that's meat. If you go and you want to buy some meat, if you can find it, the price of it has went up. I see some steak at $20 a pound. I mean, come on. I mean, that's uncooked. I mean, you don't pay that much. You used to not pay that much in the restaurant to get the thing already fixed and set in front of you ready to eat. So things are going up, and there's shortages along with that. And if you don't believe that this is a taste of communism, do some research. Research about Venezuela is a good example. How they went from one of the richest and economically best countries in South America all the way down to where they're getting water out of almost out of sewers and out of rivers and stuff and getting sick. And food shortage, and they got to go cross over into Colombia, and just on and on and on. Their money gets become almost worthless. So this is just a taste of it. All you have to do is, like say, if you want to research Venezuela. It's a real good example of what's happened recently, the last few years. Anyhow, I came here today to talk about second way of cooking. Along that way, I want to emphasize just how fragile our economy is. One day everything's fine, and the next day businesses are shut down, nobody's working, food shortages, on and on and on. And it happened once, you say, well, okay, that's in the past. Okay, but stand by, that may be happening again in the future. Depends on what media resource you read, look at, and watch. But there are a lot of predictions out there of things are not going to be great for a while to come. So, along with that, I just wanted to talk to you about the stove. Back up here where I can show it to you. Now, what it is, and I'll say up front, disclaimer, uh, I'm not affiliated with this company. I get no kickback, nothing. It was a stove I bought next door at the Walmart. It was less than $20. It was like 18 something, 18.99 or whatever. And it's just a little propane, portable gas range. It uses butane. Comes in this carrying case. Here's what it looks like once you take it out of the case. And the way it comes normally, and when you put it back in the case, the way you put back the case is the lid flips over and makes a lid out of it. When you're going to cook with it, you simply turn it over. It's got the 4 prongs sticking up where you put your skillet, your pot, whatever on there. The flame is underneath, and you got some air. You got to have some air circulation in there for it to work. Inside is where the butane tank goes. Now, butane tanks are these little butane tanks. I got a dozen of them here total. This is one. They come with a lid on them. One I've been using off and on without the lid on it. They're like $3 to $4 a piece, somewhere in that range. Over the last few months, I've bought a dozen just to kind of stock up. And the way this thing works is you simply flip this open. Now, on the top of this is a slot on top of the tank. Tank. Excuse me. The butane tank simply goes in, sets in here, and you'll see there's a little flip thing here. And that's where the slot is open. It goes and hooks into this slot. You simply close this, and you're ready to go. On the front, you have an unlock and a lock. And what you do, you push this down. That locks it. What it does, it pushes the tank forward, engages it. Now there's fuel, butane going into the system. Now to operate it, you have this where it's off all the way down to ignition. Then you got the side, how high you want the flame. I'll turn this around and do it so I don't burn my chin. Probably wouldn't be the first time. Like I say, turn it around, turn it all the way down. Boom, you got the flame. Now you just back it off, adjust it just like a regular gas range, and you turn it down whatever size flame you want. Turn it off right now. Unlock that. How long it lasts, I do not know. Again, it would depend on how high you had the flame and how long it's going to burn. how you use it. Whether you just have your stuff ready to cook, and you got to set it on there, and then you engage it and lock it, turn it on, and then don't let it run for a while afterwards. Like I say, a simple little butane tank goes in there. Now, if you're going to buy one of these, you don't have one, and you're going to buy one, say, online, look for ones that are both butane and propane. Okay, what that is, it works with the butane tanks, and sometimes they're hard to find. I know the store over here at Weimar, they'll have them, and then I'll look again, and there won't be any for a couple, 3 weeks sometimes. That's during normal times. So sometimes they're kind of hard to come by. That's the reason I've stocked up and I've got a dozen of them. But if you get a new one, get one that's propane also. What that is, you buy these little bottles, little 1 pounders, and it's got a hose. It comes with a hose. And it's got an adapter where you just adapt to this part where the butane goes. This one is not that way. This is strictly butane only. But like I say, if you're going to buy one, look for one that's butane and propane. That way you've got the diverse way of getting it. Propane tanks are a whole lot easier to get, I think, sometimes than butane. Anyhow, I just wanted to bring this to you and explain it to you. Uh, say that you need a second means of cooking or heating water. And this is a perfect solution. Like I say, less than $20, $3 or $4 a piece for these. Over a period of time, you just keep buying them until you got a nice assortment of them. One other thing I wanted to mention to you, just off the side here, over the course of time, people keep talking about home security and what do you call it when somebody they break into your house, kick the door in and come in. And sometimes that happens. It's rare, but sometimes you want to be able to defend yourself for whatever reason in your home. Now, everybody's not into guns. Okay, I understand that. And then a lot of times that's a good thing. If you know how to use it, how to secure it, keep it away from kids, etc. That's probably a good thing. Some people are not into mace or pepper gas spray or something. And those I can understand too. I don't even know where you buy some of that stuff. But they don't have that. I'll tell you something very simple, and I'm not recommending it. I'm telling you this what I've got for me and my family, and the liability of that is on me for me and my family. And I'm not telling anybody else to do it because there could be some consequences. But you want something that's going to kind of work in your favor as kind of a defensive mechanism, which really isn't intended for that. And that's some wasp and hornet spray. And I would say wasp and hornet because when you read on there, it usually shows there it is up here, up to a 27-foot jet stream. What's that mean? Well, that means when you take the lid off, there you go, and you push this button, you can spray the stuff out 27 feet. So somebody coming through your door that's not supposed to be there, or has invaded your house that's not supposed to be there, and you've got to defend yourself. Talking about me again, not you. Talking about me defending myself. All I got to do is spray this button, and I'm still 20-some feet away, and I spray them in the face, and the eyes, and the chest, and the mouth, whatever. I guarantee you, they can be big and bad. They're going to go the other way. Okay. My daughter asked me years ago when I was talking about it to her, says, "Well, that hurt them." You know what? Somebody's in my house, and they're probably going to do some really bad harm to me and my family. I don't care at that point. I'm just trying to defend myself. It's just no different than picking up a bookcase and throwing it at them. Okay, it's just something that has to be in the house. Me, I have one in the front room. Got one by this door back here. Got one by the door to go to the garage, and I've got one somewhere else here in the house. And it's just for me and my protection. It's just instead of mace and all that stuff, I just decided to go with this. And they have different brands of it. Just look around and you can find them. And look at it and make sure it does. It's one that shoots out a spray. Okay, and that's for when you're out there trying to get hornets and wasps or up in the E above your head, that's what it's for. Spray all the way up there. That was what it was intended for. Anyhow, I just wanted to bring that little tidbit. Just telling you what I've done, what works for me. With that, I just want to say, all this chaos and everything else, God is in control, and put your faith and trust in Jesus Christ. And until the next time, be safe. Have a good day.